ESPNLA 710 ESPN and ESPNLA.com. It's Friday Night Live with Andy and Brian Kamenetzky. I'm Brian. That's Andy. And joining us in the middle, the one who could be a Kamenetzky brother if things had gone a little.
We're taking applications.
Wrong, I guess, for you.
I'll put mine in.
I wouldn't necessarily trade your life for ours, but Lakers legend AC Green joining us right now. Three-time champion, 1,192 consecutive games in the NBA. That's impressive. Let's look at tonight's game. Thanks so much for, by the way, the warm-up act with Mason and Ireland.
Yeah.
Now you can do something real.
We apologize that you had to put up with that riffraff.
Yeah, I mean, but now you're back with the real people here.
This is a real interview now.
Yeah,
Yes.
We were talking about this before. You've never been down 0-2 in a series. Can you remember that?
No, I was sort of going through my career also, and then I never have. So I can't say I know exactly what they're feeling like, because I don't. I can imagine, but it's not good.
And so I guess looking at it, I guess from the other direction, as having been up in that position, what do you think is Oklahoma City's kind of mindset tonight, coming in with the opportunity to put a team down 3-0? Because this you can relate to.
I can, and the professional way and the playoff way is that you have your foot on the accelerator and you want to just floor it right now. If you're a hunter, you want to go ahead and just put it to rest and to end it right now. In a sense, getting up 3-0, it's really a death sentence from that standpoint. So we're really finding out the maturity level of Oklahoma City and how they're going to come out and their whole disposition about the game itself tonight. So I'll be interested to see. The good thing, I think, is one, for us, is that we're at home. It's a chance for us to hold serve. And two, Oklahoma City's a young team, inexperienced, and so hopefully they're sowing their oats a little bit and, might just sleep a little bit tonight.
What went through your mind watching the final 2 minutes and 8 seconds of Game 2?
Keep in mind,
because you've seen a lot of basketball in your day.
Yeah. I know you're a family guy, but
I know.
Still think they're.
Oh wow! I mean, I was right over ESPN Zone with our LA Nation Live, doing our watching the game with our whole Laker Nation crowd and hosting the party over there. And they asked the same question, and I'm like, okay, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, just take care of the ball, shoot free throws. That's all it really comes down to. Nothing more, nothing fancy, just take care of the ball, shoot free throws. And told them all, hey, I think we got this one. Don't worry about it. Don't go home, but don't worry about this one.
So you jinxed it.
I think it was my fault.
Yeah, everyone talked about the lack of execution down the stretch. Right, it was really AC Green's fault.
I think they heard me. I don't know. They put a feed into Oklahoma City, and the guys
AC says it's over. We're okay. But what do you? This is one of those things that people talk about with the playoffs a lot. When a team has a game like the Lakers had in Game 2, where they blow it, or we saw what happened in Game 1. Does momentum go from one to the next? Is there any chance that they're going to be hurt by what happened in Game 2 tonight?
Well, I think honestly, you hate to lose. Okay, any playoff game is really not a good situation. Getting blown out is the best thing that can happen. Beating yourself is the worst thing that can happen. Now, with that scenario that we're in right now, having beat ourselves in Game 2, basically, now we can come back in Game 3 at home, knowing how we got into position to win in Game 2 and really go on and now take it to the next level, and that's actually get our first victory in this series. So that's what I think is possible.
How do you think Kobe approaches it? Because, I mean, the failure of execution down the stretch, unusually a lot of it involved Kobe. I mean, he's rarely in that position, and we always look for how Kobe approaches any game, no matter what the circumstances are. But this one in particular, I think, could be interesting.
Yeah, no one feels worse in a sense than Kobe from that standpoint, but let me tell you, once he got on the plane, the game was over in his mind. He said, let me get to Game 3, period, because he just wants to win it anyway. But yeah, it was very, very odd in the sense that he was in the middle of so many of those plays that you really think about it. And I sort of laugh because, normally, we're just used to him always coming through.
Right.
No matter what, something's going to happen that if he's near it, it's going to be good for us. We win at the end. And so it was just funny to see that so many scenarios took took place, and he wasn't able to pull us through the last hurrah, and that's just sort of the way it went for game 2.
I think in terms of shaking it off, he's probably okay. As Pau Gasol said yesterday at practice, Kobe is a very confident human being.
And calling him a human being, by the way, to a lot of Laker fans, that's an insult.
That was
actually
an insult.
Just calling Kobe Bryant human. Where do you get off with that, Pau?
Come on. AC Green joining us Friday Night Live, ESPN, 710 ESPN. Brian Kamenetzky, Andy Kamenetzky. Well, I think kind of lost in that performance that the Lakers had the other night is they only scored 75 points. They had a great defensive game. But, if you hold the other team to 77 points, you ought to win. What do they need to do to fix the offensive side of the ball? Because they did make some progress on the other end.
Brian, let me tell you, I think they really, they just have to keep pounding it in. And honestly, just like Oklahoma City, they have to make the shots that's there too. What they did, Andy, the funny thing about it was they stifled them on defense in that high pick and roll. And so what they got killed on in game 1, the high pick and roll perimeter 15-foot jump shot that was coming, and they were nailing it. Game 2, they actually, the defenders start contesting. The big guys started stepping up more. And so next thing you have, Brian, is this. Every shot, or 75% of the shots, are actually contested shots. And that's all that you want. We have to do the same thing now. We're going to get open shots. And everybody has to shoot the shots that's there and not just Kobe.
Speaking of shooting the shots, Ramon Sessions, as the playoffs have gone along, to me at least, has seemed more hesitant, unsure of himself as it's going on. And it's easy to forget because there was so much excitement when he came in here. He's never been in the playoffs before.
Right.
And with each game that goes on, it's a new stage that he's never dealt with. What was it like for you the first time you were in the playoffs? He's not a rookie, but just the first time you were in it and going further and the pressure magnifies.
Yeah, you were thrown into the fire, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you get drafted by a world championship team, and so there's a level of expectancy. You have no idea what they expect, but your teammates, the city is expecting another championship type performance, and now you're a part of that. And so it wasn't until my second year. The first year we lost to Houston, behind the head shot, Ralph Sampson, that we should just disregard. But that second year was when I actually got a chance to start playing a lot more, and then going into the playoffs to actually winning a championship that year. But it was just really, I just hung on like Velcro to my veterans because I had no idea what to do, what to expect. They told me a lot.
Literally attached to the back of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem, Magic, Byron, Coop. I mean, I was on every single body. Coach Riley, I was part of his hair gel. I was that close.
Were they ever at times just like, dude, figure it out, man. We're in the fourth round. Come on.
Personal space, man. Come on.
Let me tell you, no.
AC, it's 7 in the morning. Don't call me.
Hey, Andy, let me tell you what got me was when I got elbowed when we played the Boston Celtics. Oh, Mikhail, he like, wow, and like, okay, we're in the finals here. Okay, it's time to wake up. Because otherwise, I was just like there cruising and just trying to win. And next thing I know, I'm like, these dudes are big.
Last question for you, because we know we got a lot of people waiting to say hello to you. We'll put you on the spot both for tonight, what's going to happen, and also the series, what's going to happen.
Well, I think tonight, we're going to do what we need to do, what we all came out to see them do, and that is hold home court, hold serve here, basically. And that's really what we need, because we got to get confidence. You don't get confidence. We got a little bit of confidence in the loss, but we get the confidence that we need when we win, and that's what starts tonight. I think we hold serve, and then we're going to crack them on their home court. That's what we have to do. That's just how the series is going to have to match up, and we are capable of doing that because Game 2 proved that.
All right, and if they're up, Lakers are up tonight by 7 or 8 points with a couple minutes left. What are you going to say?
0, right. Nothing. You won't hear a word from me.
All right, AC
You'll
Green.
Stop watching at that point.
AC Green, thanks so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. All right.